What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install a dust barrier. Now, I'm going to be using mine for painting, for grinding, for cutting wood. Just want to try to mitigate the dust that I have down here in the basement while I'm working. So we're going to be installing our dust barrier in this corner of the basement. I plan to run one wall coming from just outside of this pegboard here. And then I wanted to run this one on this side of the carpet, but because of how the shelves are, I'll probably run it along this beam while still maintaining to keep it on the other side of this structural beam. So there's gonna be a wall coming here, and then it's gonna cut to right there. So maybe I'll put a post coming down from right here just to help keep a perfect square. And then we'll have slits that will allow you to come in right here. So you can pick up some of this plastic. Typically they call it painter's plastic or what have you. You can pick that up at a hardware store. As long as the shortest dimension of it will reach from the ceiling to the floor, the length should be good. We're probably gonna put a post in here just so we can keep the square dimension of it. So you're gonna need that plastic. You're gonna need an assortment of tape, not necessarily an assortment, just a couple things. I don't own this place, so I'll probably be using a majority of masking tape and then some stronger duct tape for the flooring. Just because it gets cold, I don't want the tape to peel up. Something that may help you but not absolutely necessary is clamps. I have these for my video stuff, and then something to cut it with. I'm gonna use scissors just so I can try to get a straighter line than a knife. Okay, since I already had this board down here, I'm just gonna use this for now. I can put a stud up here later or whatever, but this is definitely gonna be sturdy enough that it'll be fine. And I'm bringing it out a little bit further than I anticipated because I've got this plug here and I want to be able to utilize this. So plastic is going to wrap just around it and then come back. Or I could put the board on this side, but I think we'll do it right here. I'm gonna make sure it's sturdy to the ground, and then I can make legs later on if I want, so that way it won't be able to tip or turn, or at least you won't be able to kick out the bottom. I'm gonna make sure I'm not gonna hit any wires. Okay, that one looks good. This angle is not working out for me. So this really is hardly gonna move at all. That'll be fine for now. Now I'm gonna take my tape, and from one point, I'm gonna measure the distance that we need. So I'm gonna measure it about to the end here and then add another inch or so. All right, so we got 78. I'm gonna put 79 inches on it. So now that I've rolled this out and found my length, I'm just gonna try and cut a straight line. I'm gonna use one of my clamps. Once again, it's not absolutely necessary, but it will help. Check where we're at here. I've got plenty of length that I can wrap up around the back, tuck it up into the corner, and we'll be good there. Now I'm gonna grab some of my strong tape. We're just gonna run this along the top. All right, let's get one more clamp on the bottom where we want on here. These clamps aren't that cheap, I'll tell you that. The best deal I found was at Walmart. I got a whole bag of them, an assortment. There's like extra large, large, medium, and then small ones. So that's probably your best bet. You're not gonna spend 40 bucks for a couple clamps. I mean, you get all that for like 10 bucks or something, or a little less. Walmart. So for this, if I had a staple gun, this is where I'd wanna use it, but I don't. If somebody wants to send me one, that'd be sweet. We're gonna tape this off. I got this for doing my dryer duct work, and it's like extra strength, so I've got a clamp pinched up here, which made it easier to stretch the rest across. And then after I got that tacked up, then I went back to the bottom here, made sure that was nice and tight, and then was able to start wrapping the bottom there. Tucking this underneath here. That way I don't have to cut the excess in case I want to reuse it later if I ever decide I want to take out the booth or put it elsewhere. One thing I can also do, because I know it's not going to come off of the plastic, I can put 2 screws in here just to make sure the tape doesn't come off. I didn't say screws were necessary for this installation, but if you're gonna be doing something like this at home, you probably already got them, so. All right, so that I don't have to measure this one, I am just going to take a piece of tape. Boom. We're just gonna carry it over. Come on, please be long enough. And it's too short. All right. So, this is what we're gonna do here. Let's see how tall this is. Oh, we're not in a good place right now, guys. I'll tell you what we can do though. Let me tell you. This piece will reach just about from this wall to this duct vent. We're gonna put this up here right now. This actually works out fine. This is actually in my favor. We're gonna pin that up there, and then we're gonna bring this back a little bit. So this will be good. It'll be fine. We already used some upstairs, so I don't have all of it, but I can take some from upstairs to finish it if I so choose. All right, so let's clamp this biscuit up here. Come on, man. This is why the clamps are helpful, because if I was doing this with tape, I probably would have already ripped it all. Not because it's delicate, but because I'd be all irritated. And the reason I want this to be out further is for that plug that we got over there. So we'll come on just this side. And for this, since this is like delicate boards up here, I mean, they're old, which makes them delicate. We're gonna use some of this masking tape. Man, this thing with its 5-minute recording limit. So in case you missed it, I tried putting painter's tape up here. It wasn't completely holding. So I'm using some gaffer's tape. And gaffer's tape is like, it'll hold things down strong, but it won't leave any residue. If you're ever looking for this stuff, it's not gonna say gaffer's tape. If you go to a hardware store, it's gonna say something like non-residue. This one says 2400 series, made by 3M. It's purple on the inside. So we've got it. It might look a little more distraught now, just because I pieced it together, which I don't really care. You could have done this in one piece, if not 2 pieces. I just kind of cut a few slits off of what I had upstairs to make it work. So this pulls open. This is all sealed, top and bottom. Good. And then when I actually want to use it, I just pull this over and I can tape this up. I'll always keep some tape in here. I can tape this up and it'll mitigate the dust. This wasn't made to be entirely perfection when it comes to being dust proof or anything like that. It's just to help kind of keep down the dust in the basement while I'm working. So that was the whole purpose for this build, and I'm actually extremely satisfied with it. This is plenty of space to be able to do all of my painting, grinding, and woodworking needs. I mean, if there's anything larger that needs to be painted, I'd rather do it upstairs anyways, so at least it's able to be ventilated more, because there's a bunch of windows upstairs. So this is my version of the DIY dust booth. Hope you liked it, hope you learned something. Especially the thing I like to show here, because I'm so cheap, is how you can make work with what you got and to spend as little as possible, so that way you can put your money into what matters, which is your actual projects. It may not be the prettiest thing ever, but it keeps the dust from going out wherever, and this is more than adequate. I mean, you don't gotta buy those fancy curtains or anything like that. The only thing that I might do is I might take a shop vac with a larger hose and then make a vent to come off the end of it, put a hole in here, and then I'll take a little fan, so that way I've got air coming in, and then the vacuum will be sucking the air out. So while I'm doing something that's gonna kick up a lot of dust or metal shavings or even painting, if I wanna kinda get the smell out, I don't know how well that'll work unless I have like a vacuum that's for getting out dirty air. But that'll help to make circulation, and I can plug it into one switch, like a little four-piece power outlet. Keep both the switches on in the shop vac and the fan, and then I just flip that one switch. Both of them kick on when I'm about to do something, then I can kick them both off, and it's not tedious running back and forth. But this is what we've got so far. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for sticking through to the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.